How's it going? This is Seth from ThunderMax. Just wanted to go over some general maintenance with the iRIDE system. Maintenance is important. I'd like to go over how to help. I'm going to go over frequency as far as how often you should change the filters out within the iRIDE system. Some basic tools that you'll need, where the filters are within the kit, and then where you can purchase and what's included in the kits that we sell. So frequency, as far as how often you should change them, it's all going to be dependent on your location. Honestly, you know, if you're on dirtier roads or coastal or northern states, I find a lot of dirt and grime gets up in these filters, so obviously change them or clean them more frequent. The other thing, I recommend at least cleaning them every oil change and replacing them every other oil change. That way, you know, it makes the system work a little less hard and it gives you a lot more life out of your system. All right, so some basic tools that you'll need is a 7/16 socket, a 1/2 inch wrench, and possibly a pick. Now, with that, as far as your control module is concerned, underneath this 5 30-seconds fitting, there's a disc filter that'll look like this. This is the filter that I find most of the time is, you know, why the system's malfunctioning, either slow or not at all. There's a cone filter right next to it. Those get gunked up with dirt, debris, stuff like that from the road. So changing those out regularly is important. And then there's one last disc filter under this fitting. And with those fittings, that's what you're going to use the 7/16 socket for. Moving on to the air spring. It doesn't get dirty too often, but it's still something that you should replace. If you're noticing that your air spring's lowering slowly, a lot of times it's due to that filter being dirty. And again, that's the 7/16. Going back to the disc filters on this, sometimes you'll need the pick to be able to pop them out because of the salt from the road and water or whatever gets in there, and it almost like glues it in. So just a peace of mind. The air pump, underneath this canister, there's what we call a fiber filter or a dryer canister filter. That gets gunked up with water, salt, dirt, dust, all sorts of stuff. They're really crucial in making it to where the systems operate properly. So changing those out is definitely important. And then, like, if you get caught out in the rain or something like that, it's definitely important to, you know, when you pull over, there's a Schrader valve on the bottom of this canister. So just, you know, make sure you bleed all the water out, and, you know, it'll save on your system long term, which is the goal for anyone. It's not like your standard suspension where you kind of put it on your bike, adjust it, and then you're good to go for thousands and thousands of miles. There's a lot of components between electronics and air, and obviously moisture is not good for electronics or air systems. So, you know, doing your due diligence and changing, cleaning, or replacing the filters is very crucial in, you know, longevity. We offer our filter kit on our website. This is how it'll kind of come to you. And what's included in this kit, you'll get 2 of the cone filters, 1 for the air spring, 1 for the control module, 2 of the bigger O-rings, which go on the dryer canister. We throw 2 in there because sometimes they get pinched or whatever, and obviously that's not good for an O-ring. The 3 disc filters, with a rear setup, you'll only need 2, but if you're running a front and rear, that's why we throw the 3 in there, and those are the 2 that go on underneath the 5 30-seconds fittings here, and then the O-rings as well to kind of seal it in there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Again, maintenance to being able to preserve your equipment. Again, you can purchase the filter kit on our website. Stay tuned for other videos and tech tips that we post.